Welcome everyone to game number 1 then, between Hera and the Viper. This is for the Grand Melee show match. It's a $1,000 best of 5 show match. Taking place between both these incredible players we have seen already participate not too long ago in very high profile tournaments, of course. And I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who might not have seen some of the recent series, but there is certainly some history between both these players, with, of course, one player looking a little bit better compared to the other. Well, actually, a lot better compared to the other in the previous series that they played against each other. Now we're gonna see if that can be rectified by the player who got, quite honestly, kind of slaughtered in the previous series. So we're gonna take a look. Starting with Hera, though, introducing civilizations. We're gonna see that the blue players got Italians, which will provide them with a 15% discount on fish and ships. It's going to provide them with a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. On top of that, we see for Italians 20% cheaper gunpowder units, 33% cheaper university and dock upgrades, and for the team bonus, they're gonna have access to condottieri from the barracks starting in the Imperial Age. The Viper on the right hand side, though, playing in the red color, playing with Lithuanians over here. We'll get extra food upon starting the game, as well as faster moving skirmish and spearline units. Extra attack on Knights and Lycia per each relic garrison, up to 4 relics, up to +4 attack. And finally, for the team bonus, Lithuanians will provide the red player with 20% faster working monasteries. Some history left aside over here between both these players. You just gotta try and pick on one of these guys as the favorite. And once again, recent history left aside, it'll be very difficult. Both of these guys have been at the very top of their games and at the very top of the Age of Empires 2-player base for such a long time already that it'll be pretty difficult to really predict what the result of something like this would be. And once again, of course, ignoring the somewhat recent results we might have seen from other events. I'll probably go on to favor the Viper over here, personally. I think by a little bit. I don't think it'll be by a lot. If I was just dropped in a vacuum over here, I would say the Vipers probably got a decent chance of coming up 3-2. I think we're probably going to see them guys go in the distance, and if not, I think the next most likely result would be probably 3-1 in favor of either player, honestly, because if it's not 3-2 in favor of the Viper, my second next guess would be 3-2 in favor of Hera. And then if we don't get the full series, well, it's going to be 3-1 in favor of either player, and I think that it's probably just as likely to be the result for either of these guys. Village is already on the way, and the players are starting to gear up. And I believe this was indeed what we had in mind, right? I think they did start with the extra villagers, so we are going up a little bit earlier over here. We already have some fishing ships out for both these guys, and the Viper is actually on the same fishing count as Hera. Both these guys, yeah, on 5 fishing ships over here. Very interesting. This is a map that was made, if I'm not mistaken, for one of the Red Bull Wololo editions in the past. So you already begin with the transport ship over here. You're kind of supposed, right, to transport your units a little bit earlier. You're supposed to start this on Empire Wars mode, but like this, it's going to take a little bit longer for us to get to any more meaningful landings, right? So now the Vipers got some scouting going, but no villagers on Hera's Island, and Hera already spotted the Viper, so yes. Other side of the show match. Second lurk, nice emotes. Thank you, Bailo. Yes, we are opening with this show match, but we are going to have something else afterwards. We are going to have Freaking Andy versus ACC versus, yeah, ACCM, or was it VV? Hold on. Freaking Andy versus ACCM. Yes, correct. Afterwards. Oh. Oh man, that is a nice pick over here for Hera. He's gonna be the only player left with the OG scout, but the Viper won't let that deter him from trying to scout further. He's got another scout out already. Now, Hera's going after the Castle H already. He was planning on fast castle from the get-go. The Viper, on the other hand, the Viper doesn't have anywhere near the resources. Instead, he's been the one going the most for Navy units, and he's got one fire galley coming out on top, and now Hera's got one over there as well. So yeah, it seems the Viper is going to trade blows over here. Hera will end up taking the Viper's fire galley as the Viper takes Hera's galley as well. And now the Viper's landing. We saw him go for scouts earlier. Now he's going to try to unleash these around Hera's island. We'll see if Hera will realize about this on time. We take a look at the designer site and he doesn't really know much of anything. So this could be really, really good for the Viper. He's roaming around still. And Hera is going for the quick walls over here. But now the Viper is in anyway. He's got 3 scouts over there. He's going to try and get a villager down. And he will get a villager. Now he's going to try to get another one. And while he tries to wall the Viper's units, Hera loses 2 villagers already and make that very soon 3 villagers potentially. Now Hera's just going to keep the scouts trapped over here for sure. But after he's taken heavy losses, I don't think this was necessarily worth it for the Canadian. Is able to walk away with 1 very low HP villager. And the Viper might have gotten trapped over here, but it was actually Hera's villagers that got trapped with the Viper scouts. There we go. Second and third TCs on the way already for Hera, and I'll just try to cut his losses. If he manages to get a few villagers out before the Viper is eventually able to go up to the castle age, potentially add some TCs himself, then Hera is going to compensate for having lost these villagers. However, if the Viper gets to the castle age and decides to go for full aggression, which I don't think would be wrong, I think it would be actually very good given the fact that Hera has beat him to the castle age by quite a lot. I think this is not the end of it for Hera whatsoever and the Viper. The Viper ends up losing the scouts over there to the newly built TC from Hera, who's now going to be able to get back on the gold, finally. And while the Viper is already on his way up. We'll see the transport ship over there for the red players so far. It didn't seem like he had anything planned for it. See 1 scout come out and he's got a 2nd scout on the way, so this could very well be a play for light cavalry. And in terms of water presence, potentially water control and whatnot, we'll see that Hera's got another dock on the way. This one will represent the 3rd dock for him. Meanwhile, the Viper, well, the Viper has been producing some Navy as well. Obviously, he's going to be on the back foot when compared to Hera, because Hera simply having access to the War Galley upgrade, even if he's not researched it yet. And if we take a look at the red player, the Viper's got a single dock to work with. Whoa, Click Surge! Long time no siege. I'm happy to see you streaming live, and not only your VODs. Thank you so much for the extended support. 8 months already, 1 month away from the Twitch, baby, and yes! Yes, I'm live today. I'm going to be covering 2 sets. This one and one from Double Cup 3. Tomorrow, I'll be covering 2 sets as well. Both of those from Double Cup 3. And on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to provide coverage for the Grand Melee qualifiers as well, even though I don't think we're going to be able to provide coverage for the main event. Let's take a look though. The Viper lands over here with two scouts, takes on the villager over there, and Hera ends up taking the 6th eco loss so far. Meanwhile, the Viper is starting to lose some of the fishing ships over here, so it's not going to be just Hera losing economy, but now the Viper has also lost 3 units. Second TC's on the way now as well for Hera. Hey, Turnip! Hi. Might be able to start using the new emotes here as well. How are you doing? Here we go, and Hera's military and worker count is so much higher compared to Vipers right now. The extra TCs are certainly paying off. You take a look at the amount of idle TC time. Hera has had 3 TCs for a while already, but he's gotten only 2 minutes of idle TC time up until this point. Meanwhile, the Viper was so much later to the castle age, is still just now getting the second TC up. Yeah, and Hera. Oh, Hera's just going to be playing for full economy, and the Viper's going to be playing for, I don't want to say full aggression, because it's only now that we see a castle coming up, and he's not really sent too many units into Hera's base too much. 5 scouts total, 6 if you take into account the original one, and in the end, he was able to get some villagers down from Hera for sure. But very soon, Hera's going to compensate for that by the sheer amount of extra villagers he's managed to get out so far. If we take a look at gather economy time up until this point, there we go. It's gonna favor Hera by about half an hour. Of course, it's just going to keep on getting stronger and stronger from this point onwards. So the Viper is hard pressed to start doing damage, and doing it soon, very soon afterwards, in the not too distant future. Hera's gonna not only get even stronger in terms of gather economy time, but also we'll see the bull player start pulling a lead on total amount of resources collected that will offset for the cost of the extra TCs, of the extra villagers, the extra farms, and all of the economic infrastructure he's had to go for in order to sustain this eco growth. Seems like he's gotten there, or he's getting there very quickly though. See that Hera's got almost enough resources to pick up to the Imperial Age. He doesn't really have the buildings, but we'll see now a university on the way, so he'll be able to click up. And the Viper got the castle up over here, and he's going for yet another one. He ended up buying the last bit of stone that he needed for it, and we're gonna see another castle come up. And what sort of crush stratus this from the Viper? Interesting. A castle rush from the red player with the second castle coming up. We'll put the bull player out of gold over here. Out of stone, rather, sorry. Gold is still very much gonna be available for Hera. But once the Viper breaches through over here, he'll start pumping the light chai. He'll start sending the scout, not even light cavalry right now, the scout and the light chai forward. In a search to push the gold miners away. So Hera's gonna try and prevent that. He's going for his own defensive castle over here that will hopefully, for him, provide enough defenses to prevent exactly that situation. Here come the scouts, and the Viper cannot do anything to prevent the castle from coming up. And once Hera gets to the Imperial Age, of course, will be the only player getting to, you know, access in trebuchets and be able to take this down as well. Here we go. And the Viper, well, the Viper's just gonna keep on making the play for light chain. He's sending villagers over the right-hand side to get another castle up. The Viper's going all in, guys. He's going all in, and I love to see it. Don't know if this is going to work out, though. We have some monks over here coming out. Genoese crossbows coming out as well, which will get bonus damage against cavalry type units. So the Lucho over here will get completely shredded if Hera manages to get a good amount of Genoese crossbows. The thing though is Hera doesn't really have too much military to work with right now. Meanwhile, the Viper's roaming around. He's got chain bar and armor already. These Lucho are going to be as resilient as they can be against projectiles, except of course against Genoese crossbows. They will still struggle. And the Viper villagers, oh, they are going down! Trying to get the castle up over here. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to do too much. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to get the castle up. And now that Hera's got into the Imperial Age, and he's got more than enough resources to start pumping trebuchets. The Viper realizes there is no way back into this game, and it's gonna be swift to call the GG. So Hera won, the Viper nil. So far, this is a very interesting start. So we'll see. Go through the achievements before jumping into game. Oops. My lord. Before jumping into... There we go. Game number 2. Hey, Magnet Mood. Welcome. 32k ratio favoring Hera. For the economy, we're going to see a stronger economy for Hera as well, collecting about 5,000 extra resources. For society, we'll see a stronger society for Hera with 36 extra workers. Throughout the game, though, there was a moment in time where the Viper was looking stronger, right? About this area for the red player. But it never sufficed, of course. Very quickly, we saw the blue player ended up getting just such a massive lead over here for such a long time as well. There wasn't really a way for the Viper to do much of anything over there in that regard. Anyway, let's go back. Again, though, there is something over here that's kind of breaking the... Yeah, kind of breaking the transition, or kind of breaking OBS, whatever. It's taking just so much GPU. Yeah, sorry about that. It's going to get fixed in a moment. I'm really unsure as to what's causing it, but it's back now. It's fine. Let's go. There we are. So game number 2, Land Madness. Hera's playing with Hindustanis towards the southeast. The Viper's playing towards the northwest with Franks. Hera's civilization is going to provide him with a villager discount. That's something that he'll be able to benefit from the get-go. I mean, he's going to be able to, but it's not going to be something that he'll benefit as greatly from the get-go as a 10% villager discount on a 9 villager start is going to prevent Hera from saving some extra resources compared to the Viper. As if they had started on 3 villagers only, then that would have been a few resources Hera would have been able to save by the time he had gotten to 9 villagers, right? About 30 resources. It's not too much, and in all honesty, it doesn't really matter too much. But the Viper will... We're going to talk about the red player civilization as soon as we are done with Hera's first. So besides the cheaper villagers, 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper for Hera, we're going to see for Hindustanis also +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units. We'll see for the Hindustanis 25% faster attacking camels, and for the team bonus, they also get 2 bonus damage from camel rider units, like cavalry and hussar against buildings of the Viper. The Viper civilization will instead provide them with free farm upgrades. 15% faster working foragers. We also have 20% extra HP on cavalry units. Starting with the fuel age, as well as 25% cheaper castles, and for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on island units. Hey Golik, hey Teo. Greetings, Mr. Argentina, what's happening? We have Hera versus Viper. This is a best of 5 show match. This was actually played yesterday, but I was away, so I couldn't cast this one live. And I'm casting it now. And then after this one, we are going to have some double cup 3 as well. For anybody who might want to watch that. Won't spoil it, even though I know the result. Alright, alright. No problem. But yeah, remember after this one, we will have double cup 3. We're gonna cover Freaking Andy versus ACCM. And tomorrow we have a live set from double cup 3 at 19 GMT. And before that one, we'll provide coverage for TheViper versus Dragonstar from double cup 3 as well. So we're going to have that tomorrow. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we'll see also the Grand Melee qualifiers as well. Both days starting 13 GMT if I'm not mistaken. Pretty comparable to what we had for Red Bull, of course. Regardless though, let's take a look at the map generation before the players get to the fuel H already. So starting with Hera, we'll see that the Bull players got 1 goal in the back. Oh, and the Viper! Oh man, loses the scout over there. But yeah, we have 1 goal in the back, then we're going to have another one in the back over here. 3 goals in the back actually for Hera. And the Stone forward as well as the berries on the right hand side. Taking a look at the map generation for the Viper instead, we're gonna see for the red player. We have 1 goal towards the northeast. 1 goal towards the left hand side. And there is a stone forward. As well as another goal up over here as well. So there's plenty of resources available for both players. And I would say the map generation is pretty consistent. And pretty fair for the most part for both these guys. Hey, White Knight, hi. Welcome back as well. So today we have new emotes making it into the channel. And tomorrow we are going to have a new feature coming into the channel. That is actually not something that you're really going to be able to take advantage of, but it's something that's going to streamline the stream a little bit more. We are going to have a Nat Notice animation that I've been preparing. Basically just a sign that appears and says ads coming in 3, 2, 1, whatever. So that I don't have to announce them every time. I didn't actually see this match yet. It was unfortunate timing for me. So thank you for casting now. Yeah, no problem. I figured some people might have missed it live. So we can provide some coverage. And I do not know the result of it. I did not check it out at all. So because I wanted to cast it. So we have it now. Archer's coming out for the Viper. Hera's got just scouts. We have seen for Frank's Archer plays quite a bit in the last few weeks. For the most part. Let's check it out. Scouts are taking on the Spearman over there. Hera doesn't even lose a single unit, and now there's another Spearman over here from the Viper, and Hera's gonna try to go after it, and he does end up losing one of the scouts still, but the Spearman's going down! And that's going to be, in the end, a 4-1 K ratio favoring Hera. When ended up taking 2 archers and both Spearmen at the cost of a single scout, and that was really well played. He's got enough units right now to keep on going forward, marching on, and trying to find some exposed villages as the Viper. Well, the Viper's got some exposed economy, right? Up in the north, he's got the gold miners, although he's got the Spearmen over there. We already saw that Hera's not going to be particularly shy of taking on Spear with scouts. Well, the Viper gets the quick walls up over here, making it significantly harder for Hera to get any damage done over here. Then, for the rest of Viper's economy, he's got some villages exposed towards the south over here. And Hera, well, Hera might end up finding those villages. We'll see. He's roaming around. He cannot find an opening over here whatsoever. There was an overchop that the Viper realized about and walled up. And now Hera's going straight into the villages. But he stops. He stops. And if we take a look at the Viper's point of view, he doesn't know where the scouts are. He just got the villagers exposed over there, and Hera decides to circle back to the Viper's DC. He was just gonna try and pull off a Hera snipe over here, in the end not gonna be able to do it. And that means that the Viper's villagers on the left hand side are gonna be completely safe. Meanwhile, down the south, we have extra archers and spearmen once again putting pressure from the Viper. It's gonna try and breach through. Pretty unlikely, I would say. And the Viper's trying to take advantage of the berries to capitalize on the faster working foragers from Franks. And that's how you play to your civilization's advantage. It's not really gonna care about being exposed potentially over maximizing the bonus over there, although ideally he will want to get some quick walls up around the villagers so he doesn't get potentially caught off guard. Down the south, Hera's got some skirmishers already coming out to play against these archers and spearmen actually, so the skirmishers are going to be a fantastic defensive unit. And he's got the scouts coming over as well, might be able to get a good cleanup over here against the Viper, we'll see. He's gotta be careful, 2 of these scouts are very low HP, and there's another one that's not particularly high HP either. Barely above half. And that is a nice snipe, and another one! From Hera, he takes all the spearmen down while keeping the scouts alive. And that was really well played. Notice how he capitalized on the hill advantage to get a better engagement. Now he can potentially bring those scouts back, and once he gets to the castle edge, either heal them up with a monk or potentially garrison them inside the castle, or potentially just roam around. And as long as he plays his cards right, he might still be able to use them to get some good damage down. The players are getting close to having enough resources to go up to the castle edge, although the Viper is a little bit better in terms of gold. And in the end, Hera? Well, Hera takes the archers down over here. If he loses the skirmishers, it's not the worst loss. He wants to get the archers down. For the most part, he's been able to do it. Notice how he brings the high HP scout. The remaining ones are going to be pretty low HP still. So it's nice to archer. Now he goes up to the castle edge. He's able to collect the gold that he needs. Meanwhile, the Viper? The Viper's on his way to the castle edge as well, although he's going to find himself at a 13-second disadvantage compared to Hera's uptime. But we get a glimpse already of what the Viper's planning to do in the castle edge, right? He's got a second stable, so it's going to be double stable night production. And you gotta... I mean, you gotta be careful against Hindustanis. Going for any cavalry unit is going to be extremely high risk due to the bonus we already discussed earlier. Hindustanis get 25% faster attacking camel line units. So let's take a look. Well done over here. The Viper's gonna try to go after the weak ones. He could potentially do it. Yeah, and he gets one, and he gets another scout down. Hera does not manage to sustain the rest of the scouts quite as nicely, and now the Viper gets another one! And he's trying to go for yet one more scout, but he gets cleaned up over here, so in the end, still, Hera's going to be the one with the best KD. Interestingly enough, the Viper killed 10 units, 9 units actually, and Hera lost 10 units, or right now it's going to be the Viper killing 10 units and Hera losing 11 units. So there is something over here that happened at some point. Seems like Hera probably deleted the unit by accident, but in any case, we see now as the Viper traps the skirmishers over here with a little bit of a masterpiece, a mini masterpiece. He does end up losing a villager over here to the same skirmishers, to the very skirmishers he trapped. Interestingly enough. And once the castle edge hits, we see the Viper go for double stable net production, as we were expecting to be the case. And Hera knows about it, so he's gonna start pumping camels himself. And the Viper is going for a monastery. The monastery over here is going to be absolutely crucial. If Hera's going to stick to only one stable production, then the Viper, if he gets a good amount of monks out, he's going to have a strong enough army between the knights and the monks to convert camels over and utilize those converted camels and the knights to take on the remaining camels from Hera and then potentially get some momentum over here, go forward and put pressure. We'll see. Will player on the other hand is getting the second and third TC sub, so no wonder he's gonna stick to single stable camel production. We'll see the first conversion coming up over there. Not gonna connect. Oh, he does connect the conversion though on the right hand side. Well done. Well done. I think Hera probably tried to distract the monk over there and approach it from a different area, and then in the end Viper was able to realize about it. Switch targets and ended up being rewarded by a conversion. And now military count is a little bit higher for the Viper. It's got only one converted camel, but Hera's got 5 camels only against 8 knights and the camel from the Viper. Now the bull player is going to start going for his own monks over here. He's got like cavalry upgrade coming up as well, so he's trying to capitalize on the Viper's army composition over here, leverage, and how vulnerable the knights are against monks, potential conversions, and try to get some units away from the Viper. Try to take the monks down with light cavalry as well. Because he already had some scouts left, now he's got 3 light cavalry out in the open already to potentially make use of. Oh, conversion coming up though. Over here. Big engagement's taking place. The Viper ends out getting pushed away over here. The camels over there are already enough from Hera to push the Viper away. Although we see the monks coming over from the Viper and Hera's light cavalry. They are coming right after the monks. He cannot find the monks, but he will find the villager over here. He's gonna try to anyway, and he does get a villager kill. Well done. So far, this kind of stuff is what allows Hera to get such a consistent, significant leading worker count compared to the Viper. The conversions, the villager picks. Fantastic calls, decision making over here when he had the chance of going after the monks. They had already kind of gotten the conversions. He decides to turn around and go after the exposed economy instead and gets a villager. Because of it. Now he's coming forward. Scouts once again. Or he's coming back rather with the scouts once again in hopes of finding the... yeah, the picks over here. Let's take a look though, the Viper. Just trying to deny the wolves from coming up. It's very difficult for Hera to keep up over here. Seems like the Viper might be able to break through. Actually, it's not going to be the case. The Viper stops trying to convert the villagers because he notices military units are coming up in a moment. And then it was never really the goal for the Viper to convert the villagers, just to delay them from getting the houses up and potentially breach through the foundations and come in with the knights. But now we'll see the conversions coming up over there. We're gonna see one connecting. Only 1 out of 2. That was not great. Now Hera's cleaning the Viper up. And check this out. The Viper runs out of steam over here. Calls the GG right away. And Hera finds himself 2-0 against the Viper. On the same format. Deep Waters League format that we saw for Warlords. Hera is up 2. Viper is down 0. We'll see then for the achievements over here. Taking a look at the KD first. Hera getting a 11 to 10 KD ratio or so. We're gonna have for military also a stronger amount of resources collected for Hera for the most part. For society, a much higher working count for Hera, of course. So in the end, it was about 1,000 extra resources for Hera. That does not really seem like a lot. But you gotta factor in also the fact that for every villager he went, that the Viper also went for, so you know, 50 villagers total for the Viper. For the first 50 villagers that Hera went for, he saved actually a ton of resources that allowed them to compensate for the cost of some of the extra economy he put up, the extra TCs, the farms, the extra villagers, of course. Especially at the discount that they came in for Hera. Thus, the bull player was able to get a significant worker count over here while still being able to produce enough military to play defensively. And it was really well played for the bull player. Well done. Hera 2, the Viper 0. Yeah, there is something about the transition into the game that is really bugging OBS up for some reason. I'm sorry about that. Once again, we just need to wait for a second. I'm not really sure if you can actually hear me right now. Hot damn, man. This is... Holy crap. This is not good, and I'm not really sure what's causing it. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Simon. Hi. I'm just waiting for my system to come back to normal. Okay, there we go. We're good. So we're going to keep on going, alright? Let's do it. Game number 3, thus, we'll have Hera on the left-hand side playing with Saracens. Viper on the right-hand side playing with Humans in the blue and red colors, respectively. And this is probably starting the opposite compared to what most people will probably expect to be the result so far, given some of the recent history between both these players. But anyway, taking a look at these civilizations, the bonuses, what each player is going to have to work with. Hera playing with Saracens is going to get cheaper markets. They're going to trade resources for cheaper. In addition to that, we're going to see also for the Saracens 10 extra HP on camel units. And for the most part, that's going to be it. The rest are actually water bonuses. While for the team bonus, we're going to see the Saracens get 2 bonus damage from foot archer units against buildings. On the right hand side, the Viper playing with Kumans instead will have a myriad of bonuses, especially on a map like this. Actually, I feel like it can be really good. Kumans will get first off. By the way, Simon, there is a new free emote on the channel that you might actually be able to use whenever you come into the chat, if you want to. You don't need to be subbed. Nobody needs to be subbed. Everyone can say hi. Anyway. Yeah, for Kumans, they're going to be able to go for a second TC in the village from where, you know, they can train villagers. They're going to be able to build siege workshops in the village from where they'll be able to produce battering rams. They also have access to the capital ram upgrade in the castle age. 75 wood discount and archer ranges and stables. And for the team bonus, we also see the Kumans get bonus damage. Actually, what am I talking about? That's Saracens. We're gonna get for Kumans, for the team bonus, extra HP on a palisade walls as well. 33% extra. So yeah, if you get the second TC up, you're able to get some walls up as well. Your economy is going to be pretty safe. And you should be able to start pulling ahead in economy already from very early into the game from the field age already with the second TC. PLH is coming up already. The Viper is going up significantly earlier on 18 population. Already. PLH is here already for the Viper as well. As expected. Significantly earlier, as Hera is still about 25 seconds away from it. He's got a barracks coming up. And no gold miners whatsoever. So we're expecting to see scouts from Hera. Interestingly enough. Yay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, but wait a moment though. He's got archers on the way. Indeed, he does make the transition to goal right now. Interesting. All right. On the right-hand side, the Viper is not going for the second TC just yet, and actually doesn't seem like he'll be going for it, right? He's got an archer range coming up himself. Let me take a look at a Hera's point of view. He only knows about the barracks. He only knows about the barracks. He doesn't know about the archer range. Guess we're going to find out very soon. Yeah, the lurk emote is especially good. I like it quite a bit. Here we go. Viper's coming over. Hera didn't know about the incoming units, and now the Viper's getting to the woolen already. He doesn't really have much to work with though. Just the one scout, spearmen and skirmishers, and no archers whatsoever. No gold miners for the Viper, so it's just going to be skirmishers over here. And for the most part, this actually kind of wrecking havoc a little bit over here around Hera's walls. Is not going to result in any villagers going down, but it does result in a little bit of idle economy. The Viper now is going to have the second TC finally, and it seemed as if he was trying to originally play this one aggressively, and then upon failing to do so, yeah, beautiful quick wall over here for Hera. Upon failing to do so, or failing to do too much damage over here, is going to end up going for the second TC in the end. Just try to play for economy. So it seems like some sort of adaptation for the Viper. For sure. There we are.
What's that?
Yeah, and Hera, he's gonna have the stable over here, but so far he's been playing on the defensive. He doesn't really have the resources to go out to the castle age. He already sold the stone. And now, well, the Viper is actually in a really good spot. This might have been a big brain move from the Viper, going forward with some military early on, just to prompt Hera to play the fuel age, as opposed to try to skip it. And now that gives the Viper actually enough time over here to take advantage of the second TC and get ahead in economy, right? Most likely. Very interesting approach in any case. There we go. He's getting away with it. 2 extra villages already compared to Hera, and of course this is going to start skyrocketing by about 3 villagers per minute or so. And Hera, well, depending on how long it takes for him to get to the castle age, he might end up falling behind by anywhere from 12 to 20 or so villagers, I would say. And that is a nice villager pick over here, though, for Hera getting a village down over there. Meanwhile, the Viper, on the other hand, is going to bring the skirmishers. He needs to defend himself against this, and for the most part, he will end up clearing the units out for Hera. The only thing that's going to be a little bit of a struggle for the Viper are the scouts. But he's got villagers, of course, and so long as he can keep the archers. Oh, nice snipe over here from Hera, recognizing the low HP villager. Sniping her, preventing the Viper from getting too far off in villager count. And Hera's actually getting very close to having enough resources to click up to the castle age himself. And the Viper, I'm really sure if he was on purpose over here trying to dodge the arrows with the villager, or if it was just a pathing issue. But in the end, he ended up saving the villager. Hera can't really do too much over here with the archers anymore because of the skirmishers from the Viper and the scouts, of course. will have a somewhat limited value so long as we have this amount of villagers for the red player to work with. Here we are. Scouts going down. That was a little bit sloppy from Hera. Ends up losing one over here. And the Viper's gonna start collecting some of the gold over there. So as expected, Hera does manage to go up to the castle age. And he didn't make use of the market a little bit. But he does manage to click out to the castle age. And at this point in time, the Viper's already getting a 10 villager lead. By the time by the time Hera gets to the castle age, the Viper should be on a 16 villager lead if he plays his cards right. Hey, Private Snowball. Hi, hi. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. Pretty happy about the new emotes. I imagine to get some of the work done. Yesterday. The day before yesterday as well. To bring the emotes into the channel, and tomorrow we are going to bring another improvement for the stream, and hopefully we're going to continue slowly but surely advancing towards higher quality content. Trying to eat more calories over a longer duration of time. Alright. That's interesting. You know, usually I would try to do the opposite. Try to eat more calories over a shorter duration of time. And stupid? I don't know about that. To be honest, a lot of this stuff is fairly new and there aren't really any like 100% established protocols or ways to do things. So yeah, definitely don't be too hard on yourself. Right now, the Viper's going out to the castle age. He did manage to find himself 15 villagers ahead at this point in time, and it was probably a larger villager lead before he clicked up. Let's take a look. Hera's pressure over here is very strong. We see the stables come up from the Viper. Hera's putting some extra pressure with the crosses over here, zoning Viper's villagers out of the farms. But it shouldn't be too bad, right? The question is, what does the Viper do once he gets to the castle age? He's not really been collecting stone to go for a defensive castle. He's not really gone for a siege workshop to potentially start going for mangonels and counter the crossbows once he gets to the castle age. I guess it's just going to be the night play, right? And the Viper gets the walls up just in time. Ends up still losing a villager over here to the knights, but it ends up saving the gold miners over here. And this quick wall from the red player is absolutely crucial. If it didn't come up, then Hera would have gotten all over to the tower. He would have gotten all the villagers, maybe not all the villagers, but a bunch of the villagers down. In any case, the Viper is just struggling, scrambling over here to stay alive. Just juggling things up in the air, trying to defend himself. And you know what? The lead that he's got over Hera is not particularly strong anymore. Let's take a look. The Viper is gonna garrison the tower over there. Could not get the quick walls up. So now he's gonna send some step lancers over to defend himself, but it's going to be pretty difficult. With only 4 step lancers against 5 knights is not going to be enough, especially with crossbows, but the crossbows go down! As Hera doesn't realize, does not respect the range of the tower, and the TC over there all of a sudden, when the Bull player was the one looking so much stronger. Now the Viper will still most likely end up losing all the step lancers and whatnot, but he's been able to get rid of the majority. Oh my lord, and now the villager opens the gate and lets extra units from Hera in. Now the Hera's got extra knights over here. He could potentially go and keep on denying that goal as well, and it's just been a disaster for the Viper. He ended up losing so many units 17 villagers dead from the Viper so far. He's lost his lead. And now Hera's looking stronger. 4 villagers and 4 military count against the Viper, which is just wow. You know? And this is, if I'm not mistaken, this was a best of 5. So I think this is this might be just match point. Of course, the Viper's gonna keep on trying because you don't want to go down in such fashion. Such fashion against a player you have been able to get better results against in the past. Nice quick walls over here for the Viper, and he's gonna keep on trying to defend himself, but Hera is just gonna keep on trickling units over to the Viper's base, and now he's got a second TC coming up himself while he keeps on going for more military production.
So long.
Here we are. It was the best of 5 play all, I think. So play all 5. Alright, alright. I can take a look at that actually. Go almost even. So let me check. Oh, wait a moment though. The Viper's going for a counter strike over here. He's got some step lancers, and while Hera might be targeting one of these with a monks, he's kind of too far away, and that's another villager. It was play all? Okay, thank you, Baila. You still, of course, don't want to lose this game if you're in the Viper's position, because even if you end up taking games number 4 and 5, you still kind of lose, right? The show match. Play 05. Thank you for the heads up. So yeah, the Viper definitely wants to keep on going, of course, and he's been able to. Right now, he's got a lot of military units coming up. Very soon is gonna surpass Hera in military count. Meanwhile, Hera on the other hand, it only went for the second TC. He's got a third TC already up, and he's got the fourth TC on the way as well. Damn. Good defense for Hera and the Viper. Viper's not going for any extra TCs. Gather economy time. Higher for Hera actually. Whoa! By a lot. Not even close. Almost an hour. A full hour of extra gather economy time for Hera so far. And this just goes to show how effective pressure is. The Viper sure, you know, he was ahead in worker count compared to Hera for quite a while over there. But because he couldn't really make effective use of his economy because of the constant pressure from the bull player, now in the end Hera's got a stronger economy, even though he doesn't have anywhere near as strong of a worker lead compared to what the lead for the Viper was just a few minutes ago. And now the Step Lancers are getting completely wiped out as the Viper's final push over there crumbles. He calls it GG. Goes on then to lose the Showmatch over here with 3 games in a row going in favor of the Canadian player. This is 3-0. And even though it's going to be a play all 5 Showmatch, which means we're still going to get games 4 and 5, the Viper has already kind of lost. Actually, not kind. He's already lost the Showmatch. At this point in time, it's going to be just a matter of getting some, I guess you could call consolation points, perhaps. Let's go through the achievements, though, for game number 3 before jumping into game number 4. We'll see for military. A better KD for Hera in the end is going to be very close to 3-2. Not quite, but very, very close. Looking very good. For economy, we have a stronger economy as well for Hera, who ended up collecting about 1,400 extra resources. Besides that, we'll also see for society, a higher worker count for Hera towards the end of the game. But if you take a look at this, and this is what I was talking about, right? There's certainly a nice bump over here for the Viper. And you could say that he probably had the strongest villager lead in the game over here, like especially compared to Hera's villager lead over here, which is much smaller over here, which is much smaller as well. The Viper should have been able to at the very least stay competitive in terms of resources collected, but that was not the case because of how much aggression Hera put throughout the game and because of how inefficient the economy became for the Viper. So let's go back. Oh, now it's working fine. Okay. I have no idea why it was lagging before. Whatevs. Let's go for it. So game number 4, Ring of Reeds. With a different start compared to the past times that we saw this map be used, of course. We'll see Hera playing with Britons up in the north and the Viper playing with Khmer towards the south over here. It's going to be northwest and southeast respectively for both these players in the blue and red colors too. Starting with Hera, the blue player will have with Britons 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmishers. We're gonna see on top of that, for Britons, a 50% wood discount on TCs started in the castle age. As well, a 25% faster working shipper, so very strong economy early on. For the team bonus, Britons will also have 20% faster working archer ranges, which means that even early on, the pressure can be quite significant if they are, you know, to go for full archer production or something like that. Although I don't think that's going to be the case on this map. Usually, you're going to see players try and make a play for later stages of the game. It's not too difficult to do so. There are a lot of resources available. The center is obviously going to be contested with plenty of hunting over here and foraging for the players to go and fight over. Try and claim some fish as well. But then, if you do not really feel like fighting over the center over here, which can also give you not only resources, but good map control for the future in the game. But if the players do not really feel like fighting over the center resources, in the very back, we're going to see both the Viper and Hera get access to fish, safe fish. Shore fish over here. And the Viper's already taking advantage of it. Meanwhile, Hera on the other hand. What is Hera doing? He deleted some palaces over here. Allow the Viper to come in. Yeah, and Hera's also taking advantage of this. It seems like Hera's found a little bit of a better pocket of resources with 1 mill over here. Surrounded by 2 fish. Meanwhile, down the south. Actually, that is not too terrible for the Viper. He's got 1 fish immediately next to the mill, but then he's got 2 fish kind of equidistant to the mill over there. Yeah. And it seems like that's going to kind of compensate for it. We talked about the blue player civilization. For the Viper instead, we're going to see that the red player is going to play with Khmer, which means 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. Faster chunkers! We also have with the Viper with Khmer the ability to garrison villages inside houses. Farmers do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. And in addition to that, Khmer also have no build requirements, which means that you can go up to the castle age without fuel age buildings. You can go up to the fuel age without dark age buildings. Obviously, you can go for, you know, like farms without mills. You can go for siege workshops without blacksmiths, what have you, right? For the team bonus, finally the Vipers can have with Khmer.
Ready.
There we go. The Viper is gonna have with Khmer 1 bonus range, 1 extra range on Scorpion line weapons, and that'll be about it for both these player civilizations. Now, the Viper is usually not the player to let a partial result get to his head, so I would imagine the mind space right now is not quite as tumultuous for the Viper as you would probably expect it to be for anybody in this position. So I don't think that's going to play a large factor in the Viper's performance over here, and I think it's very likely then we'll see the red player perform still at a very good level despite the current results. And Hera? Well, Hera's gotta feel confident, right? I mean, not to say that he's overconfident into game number 4, potentially game number 5, but he's gotta feel quite satisfied given the fact that he's already won the show match. And taking games number 4 and potentially game number 5 would just be kind of like the cherry on top, so to say. As the players get to the field edge at the exact same time, we'll see. Well, players go up to the castle edge in a moment of the Viper. Interestingly enough, we have seen Khmer on maps like this just straight fast castle, but the Viper's actually not really being able to do so, so... Yeah, it's taking a little bit longer. He's getting some idle time, guys. Some idle TC time, and Hera is not. So Hera's gonna go up to the castle H a little bit later compared to the Viper, and the Viper's gonna be there a little bit sooner, but with one fewer villager, and actually this is not worth it. The Viper's going up to the castle H after getting enough idle TC time that he could have gotten another villager out. And Hera's gonna be one villager ahead now. Damn. That is actually really good for the bull player over here. And I'm wondering what it is he'll be able to do once he gets up. The Viper, he's got a stable on the way already, so it seems like we're going to see some sort of aggression. Meanwhile, Hera doesn't really have even a barracks up. And of course, the Viper doesn't need one. He can just go for the stable because of the bonus. But Hera doesn't even have a barracks up, so it doesn't seem like he'll be trying to put any pressure up. He'll be trying to play aggressive over here instead. We'll probably see the extra TCs come up. He's got the wood for it already. He's got the stone for it already. Remember the discount for Britons. And the Viper instead, well, the Viper doesn't seem like he's gonna go for full aggression over here necessarily. He's got just the one stable. And Hera's coming in, getting some scouting information. Doesn't need to worry about a thing. That TC doesn't really have any villages around it. Yeah, not ideal for the Viper. Definitely not so. He managed to get only a 4-second lead against Hera. And going up to the castle H and... you know, and one full villager behind. Castle H is here already, the Viper. Going for extra TCs. Hera's going for extra TCs. The Viper is going for the Knights. He's got a 4-siege workshop coming up, guys, and it's going to be a lot of aggression, but the Viper's still not fully committed to it, though. He's not gotten a second stable. Yeah, he's not really gotten much of anything. By the way, why is the loop for this stable animation broken? Is that Capture H or is that the game? I'm actually gonna take a look at it now. I'm kinda curious. No, it is Capture H. It's not the game, and the game's working fine. Interesting. Is the Viper just full on meme in this whole show match? I don't know. The previous games did not seem like he was trying to meme whatsoever. And Hera's just been playing really, really well. So now the Viper's trying to go for full aggression. He's got some Scorpions coming out. He's facing Hera, playing with Britons. He is expecting archers to come out. So Scorpions do make sense over here as Briton crossbows will be significantly harder to take down with mountains alone compared to standard crossbows. In any case, oh, the Viper's getting some line of sight over there. Pushing villagers away from the siege workshop, and he won't be able to deny it. But he manages to get one villager down, chunk a lot of HP off some of the other villagers as well. Now the Viper's bringing extra. Scorpions up over here. Just gotta pay attention to the units, actually make use of these. Yeah, and as Hera pushes the Viper's mangle away, the Viper brings a villager over to repair it, and he's fine. gonna be able to keep on putting pressure up over here, and I would definitely still like to see at the very least a second Manual so that he can take the TCs down significantly quicker. But let's take a look at this. Now the Viper's not paying too much attention over there. He's trying to go after the Villager first. Then he's gonna try to go after the Manual. Now he cannot really take the Villager, but the Manual's going to crumble for sure. Not quite. Those Knights, without any armor whatsoever, crumble against the TC. Immediately, the Viper's only now going for +1/+1. Scale bar than armor for his units. The Villager stays up for Hera. The Mangonel stays up for Hera. And now... there we go. We'll see a Scorpion go down as the Mangonel goes down from Hera. That was a better trade for the Viper. Overall, he's able to keep the Mangonel up as well. Only 2 Scorpions left. And now that Hera's got the Defensive Siege Workshop over here, the Viper's going to be in for a much harder time trying to put pressure. Of course, Hera's got all this space to maneuver in between the TCs, while the Viper cannot really do too much in this position. How did he not lose the Mangonel? That was a direct hit. Sometimes it seems as if it's a direct hit, but it's not. I've seen that happen so many times. I guess the isometric perspective over here kind of messes up with us. Here we go. Beautiful. Man, it goes down right there. The Viper's finally bringing the second Mangonel I've been advocating for a while. Wow. And yeah, Hero just calls a GG over here. Well, the Viper had not really done that much damage, to be honest. This is interesting. Hero was still ahead by about 10 villagers. Sure, he did not have too many military units over here to speak of. He was respecting the Knights, but the Knights did not even have chain bar than armor. I guess after losing this TC, Hera wouldn't be able to keep on protecting the siege, so he wouldn't really be able to prevent the Viper from taking the next TC down, right? With this TC going down, then whatever siege Hera goes for over here gets taken down by the Knight. So I guess it does make sense, even if in terms of unit count, it doesn't seem to be too bad for Hera in the end. He was definitely on the back foot, and the Viper's going to end up taking this one. So first point over here for the Norwegian player. 3-1. Hera, of course, he's already guaranteed the victory in the show match over here, and the Viper is just playing for some extra honor points, so to say, and a good chunk of money, of course. This is a show match for $1,000. We'll take a look at game number 5 then in a moment. For the time being, going through the achievements, we'll see, of course. Here's got... yeah, pretty poor KD over here. The Viper's going to be in a 2-1 final KD score. For economy, Hera does manage to get extra resources, but a very small amount of extra resources. When you amount for the fact that he went for 2 additional TCs, a bunch of extra villagers, farms, and whatnot, you realize just how strapped Hera was economically, especially towards the end of the game over there, as the Viper, of course, was able to utilize all those resources and then some into his push. So well done. Beautiful. There we go. We are in game number 5, and it's gonna be Japanese for the Viper and Mayans for Hera. Fish and fish. It's been a while since the last time that I saw this map. This chat must have told him. Perhaps. Yeah. So, anyway. Let's go through the civilization, starting with Hera civilization first. With Mayans is going to begin with 50 less food, but 1 extra villager. He gets 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the feudal castle and imperial ages. We'll have for Mayans, in addition to that, 15% longer lasting resource. Did I say that? I think I said that already, right? And then for the team bonus, they get cheaper walls. As for the Viper civilization, the Japanese are a very strong save for a map like this, and you'll see the Viper will actually start in this game going for the first dock, because the first bonus for Japanese, which is 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fishing ships in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, with plus 3 pierce armor and twice the HP. Well, for the team bonus, Japanese will also have 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. So yeah, cheaper drop-off buildings, faster attacking infantry. And Viper civilization is pretty strong over here. Hera? Well, Hera civilization is pretty strong everywhere. So yeah. Most beautiful AoE male? Oh, the villager, for sure. Check that out. Dude's jacked. He's ripped. He's got an 8-pack. What else? Yeah, what else can you ask for? Perhaps. The Karambit Warrior because of the ponytail. But that's going to be a matter of preference, I guess. You guys probably realize I am more of a long hair type of guy. So I might be biased. Hera's not going to dock. Hera's not going to dock. No, he's going after the fuel age, and he's going to try to play this one full aggressive. Full aggression in the fuel age, right? Take advantage of the cheaper archers. Male villagers, a giga chat. Yeah. Exactly. The rest of the units you cannot really see too much because of the helmets and stuff, but the villager just puts himself out there, you know? Which is why I say perhaps maybe the Karambit Warriors, but that's really going to be out to you whether you prefer short hair or long hair, the ponytail over there. I think that's the case, right? Although, I guess World Raiders also are kind of... Aren't they bare-chested? Anyway. PLH is coming up now, and Hera's gonna be there in about 50 seconds. The Viper's going up significantly later, but with a stronger economy, so why would you not go for water over here? These are shallows, which means that you can put pressure with land units. So now Hera could potentially try and target the fishing ships and take these down. The Viper doesn't really have the means to defend himself until he gets to the fuel age and is able to go for Navy units himself. There we go. Still a Japanese fish though? Yeah, it is. The extra HP helps. Pierce armor obviously won't do much of anything against this. And that one's going to be idle for the time being. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what Hera's going for. We were expecting to see him go for archers. He's got the archer range coming up and the gold miners, so it's exactly what we were expecting to see. Meanwhile, the Viper, on the other hand, has got some militias coming out and is going to go for men-at-arms and archers. He already has the mining the miner. Sorry, over here. Sorry, oh my lord, what is going on with my English today? He's got the gold miners over here already, and the archer range is on the way. There we go. Scout from the Viper looking stronger compared to the scout from Hera. Let's put in pressure.
Shot it.
Hera gets pushed away. There we go. Scout finally goes down from Hera. Now he's got the archers coming out. The Viper's going for men-at-arms indeed. He's got skirmishers on the way. No archers just yet. You know, won't be able to match Hera for that. Won't really be able to match Hera for much of anything in terms of ranged units. And you were asking for Hera to go for a dog. Now we see a dog coming out from Hera on the left-hand side. He already knows where the finishing ships are from the Viper, and the Viper's not really going for any Navy units, so it seems like these could potentially go down. Because of the extra HP and the extra Pierce armor, Viper is probably going to have enough time to react and potentially go for his own Navy units to prevent Hera from getting full water control, or from completely pushing the Viper away anyway, before he loses everything. However, there's also the chance for the Viper to just kind of give up on this and already take on however many resources these units already collected. But I think given the extra efficiency of the fishing ships, the Viper's probably going to try and hold on to his water presence. He's got the Minotaurs coming forward, the skirmishers. And Hera's only now going for the walls. If the Viper brought the scout forward, he would have realized about Hera being open over here, and he would already be able to put some pressure. But on the left-hand side, though, up in the north, now it's going to be Hera the one putting pressure. He's got the archers over here. The Viper's open, but he realizes. And then on the left-hand side, his fishing ships are being targeted by Hera, the Viper. Goes for his own fire galley, and this is what I was talking about, you see? He can actually tank enough damage over here so that he'll be able to get his own fire galley out before he takes the losses over here. However, this is not the best. He's actually taking the fire galley where the rest of the fishing ships are. The rest of the weak fishing ships are. He's going to end up losing everything over here. The Viper kind of exposes himself in a sense, and now he does bring, though, the fire galley, while Hera's not going for any extra Navy units, so yeah, that means the Viper will most likely end up taking Hera out of the water over there, and he'll end up still securing it for the most part. He's got 3 fishing ships left. Hera, no extra Navy. Meanwhile, the Viper's got an extra fire galley coming out. Will most likely than not end up securing water. While on land, he was trying to put pressure but wasn't able to find any openings, as Hera was always able to close the gap before the Viper got there. On the left-hand side, Hera still has the archers roaming around. He's going straight after the wood line. He's got fletching already, and the Viper is completely exposed over here. He's gonna try to get the quick walls out, but it's not going to suffice. The villager goes down. That is the second villager, yes. It's actually not the second villager, sorry. It's the second eco unit. He lost 1 fishing ship earlier that we saw Hera chase away with the fire galley, and he lost the villager just now. So Hera's still on a 2-0 eco KD over here. Still much better off compared to the Viper. It's going now for center control as well. This is very interesting. We have fish at the center available. The Viper's gonna try to secure this one. He's gonna tower up on the hill. This doesn't obviously provide protection to the villagers over there, but it's going to provide a shelter in case the villagers ever get targeted over there. Now the Viper has got 2 fire galleys, as we already expected to see. And Hera's got only 1 fire galley garrison inside the dock over there. This is a fine game of balance, because the Viper doesn't want to lose water, but doesn't want to over-invest if he doesn't know what Hera is going for. And because Hera is going for extra fire galleys, he might actually end up pushing the Viper away from water once again. Meanwhile, at the center, here comes Hera, gets a villager down over there. Ends up losing 2 archers in the process. And the Viper's unit control over here is good, though. It's going to be a very even trade, but in the end, the Viper will end up coming out on top. And man, the game is super close right now. Players are getting close to enough resources to click out to the Castle Age, and Hera's gonna be the first one to go up. He's got 20 food workers. He's got the gold that he needs, and he's only 106 food away from going up. Meanwhile, the Viper is about 134 food from going up, and he doesn't even have enough gold just yet. Although he should be able to get there very soon, at the very least. At about the same time he manages to collect all the food, right? So both players will go up at about the same time, and yeah. Let's take a look. There we go. The Viper's got the resources. He clicks out to the Castle Age. Hera's had the resources for a while, and he's not doing anything. The TC's just idle for so long. Interestingly enough, though, Viper's TC has been idle for a lot longer because of the food situation you pointed out earlier. He's not really being the one in the lead over here in terms of food collection all the time, right? He's struggled several times. He's struggled to keep the TC going. So Hera does manage to click out to the Castle Age a little bit later compared to the Viper. Not a huge margin though, only about 7 seconds later. 10 seconds later, sorry. But he does manage to go up on 6 extra workers, which is not too shabby at all. You gotta keep in mind as well that the Viper is the only player who's actually gone for fish and chips. And still, Hera's worker count is significantly higher, which is nothing short of amazing. We're just gonna keep on trying to put pressure. Right now, he's got the most military units. But it seems like he'll end up losing the fish and chips over here in the end, though. Damn, that just gotta hurt so much. Yeah, the Viper's still going for fire galleys over here. He'll try to just salvage whatever he can from water, but it's a pretty tall order. Thamra's on the way. Supplies is coming up as well for the Viper, and see the Crossman upgrade. Balkinaro coming in right now as well, so everything for his Minotaurs and Archers coming in right away. Thumbring is especially important. Hera doesn't really have it right now, doesn't really have it on the way, so it's going to be crossbows with Thumbring versus cheaper crossbows without Thumbring. Which Hera might be able to get a larger number of. Hera last played ranked 3 hours ago. Yeah, it's 2700 right now. Amazing. There we go, good defense so far for Hera. And man, he's starting to look significantly stronger now. Notice, he's ahead both for economy and for military. Here we are. Extra TC coming out for Hera. The Viper on the other hand doesn't really have the resources to go for an extra TC after getting the tower up. The outposts. Yeah, so far, both players picking up more and more steam, getting more momentum, and the Viper just trying to be annoying, man. It's going to be a nuisance over here with 2 measly crossbows trying to do damage, but Hera's been able to defend himself masterfully. Now he's got a lot of extra crossbows to work with compared to the Viper over here forward. And he's coming in! Hera! He was not paying attention over there for a moment. He ended up losing so many. Oh, the triple shot over there. He ended up losing so many crossbows. Yeah. Now 30C's on the way for Hera as well on the Viper. The Viper's probably going to end up losing these crossbows. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to these units at all. So Hera, with some pretty basic unit control, is going to end up taking the units down over here, and the Viper's finally realizing about it, but a tad too late. What do we have then going for the Viper? Not much, really. As a matter of fact, I would say probably nothing. Yeah, probably nothing, you know? No more military units. I mean, he's got 1 extra military unit right now, but it's gonna be so much smaller. at this point. Both players are to go for full military production. Of course, Hera's going to have the Viper beat. Virus coming in now for Hera as well, as if his gun was not stronger enough compared to the Viper. And let's take a look. One big shot over there can change the game. Or actually can seal the game rather, but he does not get the big shot. And the Viper. The Viper is still going to be, after taking the manual down over there, still left on a comparable amount of crossbows compared to the defensive army from Hera. And it's of course nowhere near enough. Now Hera's going for ballistics. The Viper's got that, which is good. But yeah, Hera's gonna start putting some pressure from behind as well. From behind the Viper's base.
Got it.
There we go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? It doesn't really take too much from Hera to significantly disrupt Viper's remaining economy. Meanwhile, the Viper's able to get some villages down over here from Hera on the wood line. He's gonna try to breach through, but there is so much catching up for him to do. Right now, he's behind by 28 workers. 30 workers! Hera hit by 30 workers compared to the Viper. And that is with Mayans, no less, so... Unless something miraculous happens over here for the Viper, I am not really sure what we'll be able to see. Let's see a 4 castle coming out for the red player, and I'll be honest, I do not know that he's got enough military units. Notice how he's trying to distract Hera's crosses over here so that he can get the castle up, because if Hera had the units closer back home, then he would be able to bring all the crosses over here, clean out the crosses from the Viper, and potentially deny the castle as well, but that's not going to be the case in the end. So the Viper is getting the castle up over here. But once again, there is just so much catching up to do. While I like the position of this fortification from the red player, it doesn't change the fact that he's significantly behind in economy. Hera shouldn't take too long to go up to the Imperial Age and potentially get a castle of his own, get trebuchets out, potentially even cap ram or siege ram. And this castle doesn't really deny that much because Hera's farms over here and golds that are going to be denied are not really defining his economy. He's got extra farms on the back. He's got extra golds on the back as well. It wouldn't be too difficult for the wool player to potentially go for something like a wall from here to here, perhaps, right? And then secure this goal, secure this goal, secure the stone.
Shot it.
So yeah. Beautiful. Here it's going out to the Imperial Age, guys, and the Viper. Well, the Viper's going back to Age of Empires 1. Alright. Beautiful. Additional village is going down over here, while the Viper does end up cleaning this up. Well, doesn't really have to work with anymore. The military is very, very low. 14 crossbows. He's got 38 workers compared to 94. And, you know, I have seen the Viper actually come back from positions like this before, but not against a player like Hera. And to be fair, I only saw him come back from a situation kind of similar to this only once. And even then, it was not exactly a carbon copy of this game at all. It was actually the Viper who was in the Imperial Age and the other player was in the Castle Age, and the Viper had our blisters and the other players. And the other player had like 3 times the population or something. But they were in the Castle Age, and this time around not only is Hera the one ahead in military and economy, but he's gonna be the only player in the Imperial Age. He's got a castle coming up, so trebuchets will ensue. This is over, guys. The Viper, if he doesn't call the GG after he sees Hera get to the Imperial Age, I'm not really sure what it is that he'll try to go for next, because honestly, he doesn't really have anything to work with at all. Military count that he's got is not enough for him to put enough pressure over here, and as Hera gets to the Imperial Age, the Viper calls the GG, and guys, we have a final score of 4-1 favoring Hera for the show match. Well played takes on the Viper. And we'll yeah, we'll take a look at the prize pool distribution for sure. Well, let's go through the achievements first. Oh, oops. There we go. We have a military, a better KD for Hera, and the end's going to be a little bit better than 11 to 10. We'll see for economy also. A stronger economy for Hera. With about 9,000 extra resources collected, are very, very close to it. For society, the worker count is significantly higher for Hera as well, and that's going to be about it. I guess we'll just go back. Final prize distribution indeed is going to be $645.53 for Hera. $395.65 for the Viper, and this is just a conversion thing, right? It was actually 1,000 euros, not $1,000, so it was 620 euros for Hera and 380 euros for the Viper. So there we go.